Hello and welcome to Stop Now Experiment Lab, the daily show. Again, a live project is going on, so we are getting excited. I don't know Amar is going to join us or not, but then I can stream the audio.
Hi, Manju.
Hi, JK, I am here. Okay.
Do we need to wait for Rajni?
No, he has a conflict, so we can just be done.
Okay. Okay, I think we can go ahead and get started. Let me share my screen. Hey, who joined? I think Raju. Okay.
Share his number, I guess.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, agenda of the. Hey, Raju, no problem. Just get started. Okay. Yeah, in this call, we wanted to discuss about the definitions for the requirements milestone. So basically, while discussing the release calendar with the project management team, there were a couple of questions, and also we were kind of a bit confused with requirement toolkit, whether it is submit for approvals or the requirement approval phase itself. So that's the reason, we thought like it's better to whoever is not talking to them, go on your place.
Okay, it seems like a teammate is joined on the project and he is doing that. Like, so we just showed the glimpse of it.
So what's the project it is?
Yeah, it is a Citibank project, right? So that is an ongoing one, and it really clashed during our daily show. So that's where like we needed a backup, and that's being backed up, and so we are able to still continue to do this, and we will take calls from whenever. Again, we can ask our teammate to share the screen so that we can hear the sound. We'll know like what exactly is happening over there. And I was thinking like how we can do the screen sharing like on both the sides, right? So picture in picture kind of. Now we both are there on the screen. Similarly, if both of us are there in that as well, that will be like much more easier. So probably what I can do, yeah, we can even do that, right? So we can still dial in and also listen to. So all those things are possible.
And then one of the branching conversations we want to understand is, especially from the dev perspective, Mike, you can speak to this, from the point in time that we submit for approvals, right? That week's time, right, that we're expecting to get the approval for the simple and medium items, is that enough time for dev to come back and approve it, right? And for the complex, is the 2 weeks time enough time for dev to come back and approve it? If the answers to both of those questions is yes, then I think we're in fabulous shape. But this is a conversation I would like, that we all, I think, need to have to ensure that we're all kind of locked arms on this one, so that next year we experience the success that we hope to achieve.
Makes sense. But just one quick question, right? Sorry, where is the confusion coming from, and what was the confusion about? Is it on ST or RA?
To me, I don't think it's confusion. I think it's just clarity, Sandeep. And I think the conversation was basically between Manjanath and myself, right? Because you see those diamonds that we have there, those little blue diamonds, right? Those are milestones indicating the submit for approval. And in my mind, I'm like, yeah, it's fine. You can submit for approval, right? But the real meaning for Tollgate, right, is the one that is not on this sheet as a diamond, depicted as a diamond, but it's depicted in the boxes, is the requirements approval. And what I want to do is somehow, and Manjov can work on this, is get that requirement approval diamond milestone in there. But I want the whole team to realize that it's a combination. It's not just the submit for approval that we're looking to achieve. We're looking for the whole story, right? The submit for approval and the requirements approval delivered. Then we hit home runs all year long in this space.
Yeah, I think from my perspective, I mean, I agree that RA is the most important one, then SA. I mean, SA is good to have, but I personally don't think that, even let's say I'm expecting the approval to be submitted by today and my RA is supposed to be next week, right? Next Friday, then I mean, whether I submit the approval for either tomorrow or I submit it on this coming Friday, doesn't really matter, as long as if I'm able to get my RAs done by next Friday. I think that's the most important one, right? I mean, it doesn't really matter when did I submit for approval. And it's good to have that milestone. I mean, I personally feel, but I don't think so we should really be so stringent about, tracking the milestone from a submit for approval perspective. That's my thinking, unless if anybody.
No, so there are two parts to it, right? One, we should measure each independently next year so that we have data to improve for following year. If I am delayed in submission, if today was the date and I missed it by 2 days, I need to know why I missed it. Therefore, that is important to measure. Second part is the same with the RA. If RA missed it, second is we are always in this continuous improvement, continuous requirements phase, right? So if I have,
I think if I can just pause there, right? I think I completely agree from your perspective that you want to track the SAs and RAs, but from the PM and PMO perspective, I don't think so. SA is important for them, right? SA is not important from PMs to track their milestone, right? For PM perspective, the important milestone is RA.
But it is
you want to improve.
It's a ripple effect,
Sandeep,
right? It's a ripple
I
effect.
agree with Sandeep. I do agree with KV on this one, right? Because to me, it's a package deal, right? Because if he gets the SA day correct, right, that sets up a win for the requirements approval, right? So I like both of them. And I want to see both of them.
I'm not saying that we don't need to track both of them. I'm saying both of them are required. But the thing is that what is important from the PM perspective versus maybe I think what is important from KV's perspective, right? KV, I think it might make sense that SAs are more important. RA is also important, obviously, but SA is more important for KV, right? Because if my due date was so date, right, and if it has been submitted for approval, that's going to be a big win for KV, right? As long as we are able to meet that target dates and etc., right? But from PM perspective, the most important for PMs is going to be more RA than the SA, right? For you, it doesn't really matter whether it has been submitted today or tomorrow, as long as I get my RA approved, right?
Sandeep, I love you. I'm not biting my tongue today. The SA is just as important to me as the RA. It is. I want to see the whole thing work. I want to see KV hit it out of the park, each and every SA, right? And then I also want to see that these other folks that are required, the dev team and the pod farm, hit the RAs. I want to see both.
So Sandeep, I'll explain a variation of why I say so, right? Our RA for, let's say our toll gate for 132 is 11.4, okay? But I have already two SIs already dev approved, submitted for approval, dev approved and pod approved. I need to know that that is a positive and I need to measure that. It's not that I'm submitting everything on 11.4, right? It's a continuous improvement. From the time I submit for approval, the measurement should start.
Completely agree. Not at all denying the fact. That's very important for you, KV. No doubt about it, right? I mean, my only point is, I'm perfectly fine. I think as long as you and Lionel, you're in agreement, I think you both want perfectly fine. I was just saying that, the measurement is important at what stage, who wants to measure what, right? Like I'll give you as an example that, when you submit for approval, I personally feel every individual stakeholders has to focus on certain measuring points, right? Like Mayank as an example. Mayank has to focus on dev approval. The moment the SA has been submitted, Mayank has to track to say that, hey, how long it is really taking the dev to approve. It is his job to go into the nitty-gritty details. It's not Lionel or KV's job, right? I think the output should come from Mayank on the forum to see that, why certain dev approvals are taking time. Same goes for KV as an example, right? If KV has to really track to say that, why SA has not been submitted on timely basis, that's your tracking mechanism. Now, when it comes to final RA, right? That's where the RA, which is a big item, I think, which needs to be tracked overall from a PM perspective, is to say that, which area was really causing an issue for the RA not to be approved. I'm not saying that, don't measure those, right? Measure each one of you. If you want to track every one of them, it's very important. But the point is, who needs to really focus on what area is very important, right? Because let's say, take an example, right? KV, you submitted for approval, right? And let's say that, from our perspective and from dev perspective, we are all good, but you don't have a control about the pod or the PAM members where, are they approving it on timely basis, right? So that's beyond your area. Yes, you're tracking it, no doubt about it, but it's Lionel or the project manager who needs to really be very vocal to say that, guys, why it is taking so long for getting it approved. KV has done the job, KV and the team has done the job, but it's the PM who takes the responsibility on challenging to say that, and why am I not getting all the approvals? So what I'm trying to say is that, the milestones, each of them are very much required, as I mentioned earlier point as well, right? But the point is, who measures or who is tracking that measuring to say that what is causing the delay has to be an individual's responsibility.
Yeah, and I get, KV, you want to speak? Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, the way I look at it, Sunday, right? What you're saying is perfectly true, right? They're going to know who is delaying and whatnot, right? And they feed it back to us and they tell us, right? But holistically, I care about all of these milestones being met. Whoever's collecting the data and feeding it into us, fine. And then we're going to take our megaphone at the COC and our metrics, right? Which is another form of a megaphone. And push, and put lights on the areas of deficiency until there's enough light on the situation that it changes and we get what we want.
Absolutely. So where I'm coming from, right, Lionel? Absolutely right, because that's what I was highlighting is RA is the area from your perspective is the one which comes to the COC to highlight to say what is causing, right? And when it comes to SA, right, you are, when I say yourself, that means the PMs are challenging KV to say that why that SI has not yet been submitted out for approval. It is KV's responsibility. When I say KV or any of the BAs who are working on the AS working on it, right, it is their responsibility to answer it, right? And let's say if KV has done his job rightly, then when the dev approval is not happening, the PM, where do the PM go? Should their PM go to KV or should the PM be going to Mayank? The PM should be going to Mayank to say that why, when the request has been submitted for approval, what are you doing to really get those approvals done, right? So what is happening is the measuring, right? My point is the measuring of the control from the PM perspective is going to those individual lead. As long as from a technology perspective, KV and Mayank, they have done their job, then the PM's job is to really say that, why the pod or PAM members are taking longer time. And that's where it comes into the CSC forum to say that, hey, we have done everything possible on the technology perspective, but we see that there is a particular stakeholders where they are not approving on timely basis. Like I saw KV, your note today that, there are about 5 or 6 SI which is pending on Pedro to approve it, right? So that's the time frame. We need to bring it up, right? But internally, if KV is responsible on SA, and I'm also highlighting something called as a DA, right, which is a dev approval, which Mayank is responsible. Those are the milestones we should be tracking very closely, and anything beyond that should go to CSC forum.
Yeah, this is Raju. Can I say something? Go ahead.
No, you please go.
Yeah. Lionel, from the practical perspective, I agree with you because to make it iterative, release is successful. Definitely, you are helping us by reiterating multiple times in COC calls and BOW calls and in other forums with Didi or Yolanda or whoever it is. But on the ground, practically, somebody, it is not KV or somebody from your team, Sandeep, my request is the SA timelines, somebody has to follow up with the pod and PAM. The way the release managers, project managers are following for RMTM approval on daily basis, with those streams, somebody from your team need to follow up that they are hitting the SA toll gate. And I agree with you. For me, as a release PM, all I care about is RA, so that I gave enough time to Mayank and all, and I want to see the planning, because if dev approval is not there, even KV is successful, and if you don't get the dev approvals, then Mayank cannot comply.
All right. So I have to stop there because they are having a meeting, right? So it's an ongoing one. You are talking on mute, Amar. So we are getting a call. We'll go with the call. Hello,
Yeah, sure.
Hey sir, this is Bhavna from RD Talent.
tell me.
So hello.
Yes, tell me. Can you hear me?
So you mailed me to confirm the client name and price details on the IT delivery consultant.
Yeah, do that. I will talk to you
About
later.
the client, my manager will told you after submitting your profile. But the rate, may I know what rate are you looking for?
So what is the best you have?
So I have the best 70 on 1099.
Okay, that works.
Fine, sir.
Yeah. What is the name you said?
Sorry, sir.
Come again. What is your name?
My name is Bhavna.
All right. Have you sent an email?
Yes, sir. I'm sending you the mail for confirming the RTR. Please confirm the RTR.
Oh,
Okay, sir?
all right. I'll do that.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
All right. I'm not sure what's happening there. I'm not able to share the screen. I was trying to share the person who was kind of showing us like the, how do I say that, like meeting that is going on, right? So we are not allowed to share, it seems. Already, again, I came to know that like many people's channels are being targeted and by YouTube already putting strikes and closing it down. So I was trying to be very cautious so we don't have to end up sharing everything and trying to get terminated, right? So that is one thing like we just need to keep in mind and focus on before we are able to do anything here.
Right.
So if it's going to be terminated, then it's going to be big trouble. And the next time, I think before we end this show itself, like she might be calling back. I'm assuming that. So meanwhile, I try to set it up in a different system and share this. And let's ask her, like, right? She mentioned the name and clearly shows like she is from Fremont and this is the number she's calling from. And RG Talent is the company. But definitely the voice clearly shows that like she is from India.
Yeah, of course.
We will confirm that as well. We will ask her and then we'll go from there. What do you say?
Yeah, you're right. All are from India, as we see, but they are almost all using the same address that they are from USA. Sometimes they told us also that they're from US, they're sitting from New Jersey or any other place they enter. But when we will try to ask them, please tell me the real story, where you're from, that's time they agree with us that they're from India. and they are doing this as a remote job, and they are getting some commission, some salary, this and that. Yeah, we all know that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is some kind of a beauty. I don't know. Just for the namesake, they have a website and like almost 10 years old. They just put some information over there. Okay, this is what the company is. No details about anybody else. And they just this blank thing and working from offshore, trying to source candidates. I don't know how far this is legal, but this is something serious, right? So we have been talking about this and just unbelievable. I don't know how to say, like, how to even curtail these things, right? So most of the time it ends as a scam call. So that is also there. And I wanted to talk about like the interview that was given. Probably I wanted to play that out and also share that as a member only rather than playing that smaller clips. I will play the full one. And also we had to show the face. Okay, again, yeah. Who's calling from where? I have no clue. Yes, hello. Who's this? Oh, what number is this? Where are you calling from? But it shows a. I got that, but I'm asking where are you calling from? Are you in Fremont, California?
Yes.
But your number shows a different number.
This is number.
Oh. Oh, okay. All right. So what do you need from me?
Okay. Please confirm the RTR.
Just I confirm. That's it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Bye. All right. I'm in no mood. So we will just say like I confirm and then, okay, let's leave it to our teammate and see like how they are going to handle it.
Okay. I have also received a RTR, but so many things they asked me to provide. You can see here, I'm sharing my screen. Can you see my screen, Ricky?
Yes, I can.
Yes, the client is Citibank. Position is for project manager. It's a hybrid position and full time. They will pay yearly basis. And they asked me to provide so many things. Candidate full name, skill, current location with bold, relocation preference, phone number, email, Skype, LinkedIn, education details,
So everything.
notice period. Yeah, so many things. See here.
Is that what you're saying?
Interview slot, this and that. Okay, let me reply and let's see what they ask again.
again, we can extend this, right? So we can extend the call and try to play other things as well, because some of the content we are not able to share from this one.
Right.
That's one thing, like I don't know what's happening, so we need to figure it out. And we will ask our teammate like to join in this, as we discussed before. So should we wrap up by saying bye for now, or shall we play the interview that was given?
So it will take time to play the. So do you want to play full or just?
Full, we will upload it like for the audience, right? So for the members,
Yeah, sure.
sign up as a members, we can share it with them alone. And for others, like probably we will just show only the glimpse of it, right? So what is happening
Then,
over there.
yeah, then do it, please. After that, we can wrap up this for today.
Yeah, so I'm going to lay that out that way. We have something to show today. This is what happened in the Zoom.
Hi.
They, as usual, they asked to share the video, and he was struggling like to be as an 8, and
of those projects.
they all turned on the camera, so he has to also do that. So that's what happened here. So we will play this full video for our members, and we'll upload this as well. So with that, bye for now.
Bye for now.